well, what would we call this? The scene of the crime?
Yeah, it's one of them.
Well, it is criminal, given that you are, in fact, an artist, that you would do this. That's what I think is quite amusing, but well, we have some... What are you going to say? Come on.
You know, you paint a canvas. It's okay if you get it on the floor.
It's like modern art.
Paint a fireplace. It's kind of different.
This is impressionist kind of abstract work here.
That's
I like
exactly
that.
what I was going for.
Yeah. So we have some options. This is slate. Not always the easiest material surface to get things off of. So I'm thinking before we even try and use any chemicals, let's try, like, you know, the line of least resistance, which would be to get a scraper like this.
All right.
And very carefully just angle it and see if we can't just lift off most of these paint spots.
Can that scratch the slate?
If you push too hard or go at the wrong angle, so it's a very shallow angle, very gently. Once you get the bulk of this off, I reckon if you take the sponge, just wet the corner of it. And these things are not too abrasive. Very lightly, just like a circular motion. It'll probably just dissolve.
If I would have known it was that easy to get off.
Look, I do believe I've solved the problem. Excellent. You've got quite a bit of scraping to do here, so I'm going to leave you with this tool here.
Beautiful, thanks.
This lovely bowl of water. It's like a finger bowl. And a sponge.
All right.
Have fun. Let's put this down here. Yes, these holes.
Somebody hung something there.
They certainly did. They use those toggle bolts.
Yeah.
You know, the hole's not big enough to really warrant putting a patch on it. You can get these like fiberglass patch kits that go on the wall and you plaster over. It really isn't necessary here. In a situation like this, I take a blade like this. This is like a plastering knife for putting on your spackle, your compound. I just like to take off any high spots, like that. Just hold it flush. And then I turn it around. This is a radius heel on it. This is just what I do. And I put it in the hole and I just twist it like that, just to push everything into the hole. Now here, it's going to take 2 coats because the first coat will always shrink up and it'll sink, it'll like become concave. It'll sink down into the hole, and then you put a second coat, and the second coat you blend it out a little bit, you feather it out so it smooths it onto the wall. When that's dry, you come back and sand. I've used a catalyzed compound. It's basically, you mix it with water. When you mix it with water, it activates a catalyst, which determines how quickly it dries.
Okay.
This is a 20-minute compound, so we don't have long to work with it. And it's mixed like a very sort of thick consistency. And you just put a bit on your knife, you push it into the hole, and you pull it in a couple of directions, and that's it. You let that dry. It'll shrink in. Takes 20 minutes. We can come back to that, put a second coat on there. The second coat's the more important one. That's the one that we feather out. Then we'll sand it, and you'll never know it was here. We just quick coat of primer, and we can paint it with this paint, which you have loads of, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, like 5 gallons.
Excellent.
I don't know, I was just curious. I thought those holes were the reason I hadn't gotten them patched before. I thought they might have been too big, and we would have had to use like tape and mud or something like that. They're within the sort of they're within the size that you can actually just do something like this. Okay. Much bigger than that, you want to do a repair with a patch, or put a bit of wood behind there to actually to block the hole. That is close to the borderline.
Yeah, I give it a bit bigger than that, a little bit larger than that.